Quarantine? COVID-19? We ain't got time for you. Friday, September 18th and Saturday, September 19th in 2020, we are having our annual conference. It's on covenant theology, God's promises for God's people, and we're going to have Dr. Sam Renahan as our keynote speaker. This fourth annual conference is one that you're going to want to go to. You can register now if you go to doctrineanddevotion.com. You can scroll down, see the banner, and get all of the details and sign up. Space is going to be limited, especially if we're still social distancing, but we are doing this thing. So head on over, sign up, and we'll see you there. Welcome to Doctrine and Devotion.
Devotion.
A podcast that explores Christian faith and practice from a Reformed Baptist perspective. And, of course, also our own unique, weird perspectives on things as well. Yeah. My name is Joe Thorne. I am the Grand Poobah of Redeemer Fellowship in St. Charles, Illinois.
And I'm Jimmy Fowler, Executive Pastor at Redeemer Fellowship. I did not have time to think through a title.
Yes, Grand Poobah. That means the man in charge. I am the man, the brand, the... You know what I mean?
Are you sure you're not like Grand Poop Stain?
Yeah,
and I
more
apologize
like
for people. If you don't know.
Okay, so poop stain sounds very offensive. And so if you're tuning in, you might not know that Jimmy's actually not saying a harsh thing. He's making a callback to something that was said a long time ago.
Because Joey has this birthmark.
On my leg, the back of my thigh.
Yeah. That looks like something.
Well, it looks like a penny, actually. Most people say it looks like a penny. But my peers, when I was a little kid in the early 80s, when I had those short shorts on, would go, you got like a poop stain on your leg. I'm like, no, it's just a birthmark, bro. I'm like, no, it's a poop stain. So, yeah, poop stain. Yeah.
And then I created a website called Pastor Poop Stain.
You didn't actually create a website.
Okay, sorry.
You bought a URL.
And then I redirected it to yours.
Yeah, okay. So you didn't create a website. Made yourself sound pretty grandiose.
You know what? You're
there.
right. You're right. That's true.
Pull that back.
Yeah,
okay.
I pulled a Joey there. Yeah, no, you're right.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. What are you doing this weekend? It's Memorial Day weekend.
It's Memorial Day weekend? I didn't know that.
This one, not when this airs, like coming up. It's today it starts.
When we're recording.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
You really didn't?
No, I don't pay attention to that kind of thing. Okay. You know what I do notice is that this weekend that we're recording is my 23rd anniversary.
Oh.
Jen and I have been married 23 years.
Congratulations.
And it's also the birthday of
Madeline.
Catherine.
Didn't Madeline just have a birthday?
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
You're talking about on your wedding day.
Yeah, Catherine was born on our wedding day. It was a really awkward wedding.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Your vows were like, we were patient.
They were like, Catherine was born like what?
I don't know.
4 years after we got married, 3 years after we got married, something like that.
9 months?
Yeah, 4 years. Yeah, it was 4 years after we got married. But on the day, she was delivered on the day of our wedding anniversary. So yes, it is Catherine's 19th birthday. It is our 23rd wedding anniversary. And we will be doing nothing because there's not much to do.
Not going to drive to like Michigan or Wisconsin?
First of all, no, ain't nobody got time or money for that. But
you don't have...
How are we going to drive up to Michigan?
You get in the car and you drive.
No, we got stuff, man. We can't.
Okay.
What would we go up to Michigan for? Michigan's like way out of the way. Got to go under the lake and everything. It's a total hassle. I don't want to go to Michigan.
Oh,
We'd go to Wisconsin before we go to Michigan.
Then go to Wisconsin.
Yeah, we should because they did open up a little bit.
Yeah, Milwaukee's open. Yeah. That's what Michelle and I are doing tomorrow. Yeah. The kids are gone for the week.
Oh,
they're
going
nice. Weekend. Yeah. Yeah, they're camping out in the factory. Got a tent and everything. For real. Yeah. Got a tent and everything.
Got some supervision there, though. You're not going to just drop them off, right?
No. They got supervision.
Okay, good.
Yeah. But they're camping out. And, they're going to enjoy that. I was like, bye.
Yeah, we got Catherine some sort of like this thing that makes that... Because Catherine's a vegan. She's been vegan for years. And she can now, with this device that we got her for her birthday, make milk out of any nut, cashews, almonds, just smushes it and turns it into milk, which sounds absolutely repulsive to me. Yeah, not as disgusting as, people's bare feet, but of course,
man.
Yeah, call back there.
That was so good. Oh, that was so
That was the worst
good.
Experience of the month for me. You made me feel so terrible. You should feel bad about how bad you made me feel.
No, I do not. I do not. Listen, you made your bed.
No, I didn't make my bed.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
did.
problem. I was messing up the bed.
No.
I messed the bed.
You made the bed and you slept in that bed.
Yeah, and then I rolled around in the mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for real, you're not...
That expression makes no sense.
What?
You made your bed, you got to lay in it.
Yeah.
No. What?
Yeah, no.
If you make your bed, you're not laying. That's the whole point. You make your bed and you walk away. You make your bed, you walk away.
See, that's where I think this is the difference now. I'm learning this. My wife makes the bed before we go to sleep. So like she does it in the morning and then she remakes it.
Oh, she turns down the bed. Okay, turns down. That's different.
Turns down is still making it, getting ready. Yes.
Making the bed because from a state of disorder to a state of order.
No,
you're
making
turning
it
down.
is getting into a
yes,
state.
You've lost.
No.
You've already lost.
A state of enjoyment.
Yeah, it's all that. It's still not going from disorder to order. So you're not making. You're turning down. Anyways.
Anywho,
just like
you're just wrong. Anywho,
no, that's all right. Nothing. I don't want to go into it.
What were we gonna say? Is this a Daniel thing?
No.
What were we going to say about Daniel now? What disorderly state is he in?
No, he's not. I was going to say that he turned you down to be on his podcast, but he accepted me. So it's like that. Mm-hmm. Yep. Hey, we're going to do some mailbag.
Yeah, at least I didn't call his feet disgusting.
I didn't call his feet disgusting.
Yeah, you did. You said,
no, I said feet.
Feet
are disgusting.
And then, and if you took it and you put it in... Take your feet and you dip it
if you don't know what we're talking about, you got to go listen to the Monday episode on 1689, chapter 28. Okay, so we're going to read some emails here and try to answer some questions. We got one. This is a kind of a mysterious one, Jimmy. I don't think you saw this. So I'm going to read it to you right now.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, it's from a guy named Joshy Josh, okay? Subject, important podcast request.
All right, go.
Hey, boys. Boys. With a Z. Hey, boys. Can you change the theme song for this week's episode of D&D? No time to explain. Peace. Well, that's a big no.
No,
obviously.
That's no.
Now, this was sent back on May 6th. But, yeah, no. Now, listen, if you were to tell me a compelling story that was really funny and we had a lot of lead time, there's a chance that we might consider it. But we're not even going to consider this because there's no time to explain. So
apparently you lost a bet.
Yep. Somebody lost a bet, Joshy Josh. Sorry, bro.
Sorry, bro.
Helped you out, but you didn't sell.
Nope.
You got to sell.
Wah, wah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, we got this email. You're going to like this.
All right. Here we go.
Are you comfortable?
Yeah.
This is good. This is a feel-good email.
Oh, okay. Good.
It's from a guy named Bill.
Bill. All right.
Hey, guys. And then in parentheses, hey, guys.
I was about to go, hey, guys.
Because he knows that's what we do when people say that. I wanted to thank you for all of the great content and witty banter. Your banter is so witty that my wife will not let me listen to your podcast without earbuds. But
that sounds like we're not witty.
Yeah, well, I think we're witty and annoying. She finds us annoying.
Yes.
Like, does your wife listen to the podcast?
No,
my wife does not listen to the podcast either.
Nope.
Because we are annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they hear it. They hear us like, talking to each other
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways,
probably the most person I talk to, and she gets annoyed. Continue.
But what she doesn't know, what his wife doesn't know, is how you both encourage me to pursue my wife and affirm how much I love her. Due to your inspiration, I will comment on her boutete when I want to affirm her hotness.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Boutete, that's where it's at. You got to affirm your wife's boutete. Can't complain about that.
No. I would have thought like when he's like, you guys drive me to love her more. I'd be like, oh man, we do. But even this, he's like saying even this. Yeah, even in this way.
Yeah. Like, so obviously the booty compliment is fine, right? But
because it's after the emotional, spiritual,
moral,
technical,
reciprocal,
particicle.
All right, so this has become one of those, he says, this has become one of those sweet inside couple jokes. I guess him talking about her boutete.
Nah, that's cute.
So he says, if you read this on the show, I will get her to listen and she will turn 14 shades of red.
Oh, wait, is that like 15 shades of gray or
50 shades of gray? 50. Yeah. Is that a play?
Oh,
you should not read that book, dude.
No.
I mean,
blink twice if you're safe.
Okay. Which is so cute. Thanks again for encouraging me to love my wife and not take myself so seriously, but to know Christ deeper. Bill, we love you. Thanks for listening, man.
Thanks, man, for the email.
That is really cool. And we're always happy to hear how people are encouraged by the stuff that we get to talk about here. So, okay, let's see here. Here's a question.
All right.
Why don't you bring up 1 Timothy 3:7.
Hold up.
You bring up that passage of scripture.
All right, go ahead.
So you can read that once I read this question. This is from Davey Dave. Davey says, I really appreciated your podcast on elders and deacons from March 30th. Can you please help me think through 1 Timothy 3:7?
All right. 1 Timothy 3:7 says, moreover, he must be well thought of by outsiders so that he may not fall into disgrace, into a snare of the devil. And we're talking about qualifications of overseers, of elders, right?
Right. Very good.
Pastors.
So he says, where is the dividing line on this? We know it would be against this verse to place someone in the office of an elder who is just a jerk to everybody.
Yeah.
I think you would agree there is a time to be in disagreement with outsiders, and an elder should be taking that up as a part of edifying, training his flock. How do we as laymen discern when someone is within the boundaries or goes over the line here? Can you give an example? I believe Dr. James White is a good example of someone who can mix it up with argumentative unbelievers while caring for those who are legitimately looking for answers. When does worrying about what outsiders think unnecessarily get in the way of ordaining an elder? Thanks for your ministry. Peace, Dave. Good questions.
Good
Very
question.
good questions. So let me just say on the front end, let me just affirm on the front end, when Dr. James White is debating people, formally, what I do see with him is not just professionalism and patience, but I do see a real heart for the lost.
Yes.
And
yes.
And for the people that are deceived. Now, if they're like those kind of rabid, crazy Christian-y kind of people, then I've seen him get snarky with them, which I think is totally appropriate. But
depends on the context of the situation,
but
right?
debating like Muslims and whatnot, like I know that he loves and cares for these people. And so you're absolutely right on that. Okay, so we're thinking through 1 Timothy 3:7, which is all about, listen, an elder should have a good reputation with people outside the church. Well, isn't it possible for you to have a bad reputation with people outside the church and be faithful to Christ and be a serious Christian?
A bad reputation.
Meaning that the report about you among people in the community is negative.
Well, it depends on what that negative is, right? Like, is it that the person talks too much about Jesus, right? Or is it that guy's a slime ball, right? Like, or that guy is you can't talk to him, right? You won't let you into their yard to grab their baseball that actually went through. Yells at kids, right? Screams, "Stay off my lawn," right? Like, there's a difference between it's what the report is. If the report is the guy talks too much about Jesus, or really that's it. What happened? Oh, bless you. Bless you. Bless you.
Always 3 times. The first time it's ever been on recording though.
So I think it depends on what that report is.
Exactly. And this is where, like, sometimes people get confused that, aren't they going to hate us if we love Jesus? Doesn't Jesus say that we're going to be persecuted? Yes, that is going to happen in varying ways and degrees. But the point in Timothy's this epistle to Timothy is that that our reputation should be honorable and noticeable with those that we're interacting with in the world. Now, they may not like the honorable way that we act, and they may speak evil against us on account of goodness or righteousness. And Peter talks about that. James talks about that. That's different. So I think you already kind of know, Dave, what the apostle is getting at here. And Jimmy, I think you're absolutely right that what is the reputation? Okay, so if it's a negative reputation, well, what is that? Is it that this guy is unloving, selfish, angry, hot-headed, or is it that, you know what, he articulates biblical truths and standards? Now, even then, the way that you articulate biblical truths and standards might become a disagreeable or even unchristian thing. If you're, are you trying to reach people with the truth? Are you holding out the words of life, or are you merely just holding out law and condemning people and setting yourself up to be the judge? So
and I'm trying to think. I find, at least my experience has been, it's been a rare time that I've encountered someone, like a neighbor, that is actively hostile to Christianity, right? So I think like pretending like that is the norm,
Right.
is I don't know. That's the
Here
exception, right?
In our context in the U.S., we don't. There are those people, there are those families, but they don't have any sway or power for the most part.
Exactly.
And most of us aren't.
And now I understand why he's using Dr. White. Now that he's different, right? He's different because he is a public figure, and so yes, he's going to be more of a lightning rod.
Yeah.
But I think for your situation, when you talk about your local church, I think it's rare. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just I've been in, suburban communities where it's not really an issue, right?
It could be. But I think what you want to get down to is what is the reputation? That's the question. What is his reputation? Is it that he's a bully? Oh, okay. Well, listen, it may be that he is just bold, but it also may be that he's a bully and he needs to knock it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is the reputation of this pastor that he is cheap, that he doesn't tip? Well, that's pretty significant.
Yeah,
to me.
that matters. Yeah.
I think that falls into a biblical concern that he's not loving his neighbors and being generous.
Yep.
So you got to look at what the reputation is and then assess it. So yeah, sometimes it's going to be an unfair mark against them, and if you determine that's for righteousness' sake, then it doesn't fall into violating the standard that is set in 1 Timothy for pastors.
Do we have more? Oh, more.
What does worrying about what outsiders think unnecessarily get in the way of ordaining an elder? Well, I think just in general, you shouldn't worry about what other people think in ordaining an elder, but you should know what their reputation is. That's probably the simplest way to say it. What is their reputation? And I can say that all of the elders that are I'll leave myself out of it. All the elders at Redeemer have a good reputation with their employers, their neighbors, or their employees, or whatever it is. They're good men, and that's what you should be looking for. So, all right, what else we got here? We got so many emails. I should go through this and clean these emails up.
Yeah,
I know you like
should
it when we do that. All right, we'll do one more.
All right, here we go.
This is from Peter.
Teaching
on the Trinity. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Listener from Australia.
Oh, g'day.
Yeah, see, they don't like it when you do that.
G'day, mate.
They hate that.
G'day, mate.
Thank you for the podcast. It has been especially encouraging during this very unusual season. I am aware that all the common illustrations used to explain the Trinity fall short in some crucial way and tend toward one or more of the heresies the church dealt with many centuries ago. That said, do you still see some value in using these illustrations in teaching children, or would you stay away from them altogether? Thank you, Peter.
Good question. Good question. Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not against using them for kids, right? Like I'm not against with proper context and a plan, I guess. To
which one would you use, Jimmy?
See, that's just it. I'm not against, I just don't, right? Like, I wouldn't frown upon someone that did it. I wouldn't be like this heresy hunter going, how dare you as a father, share that illustration, right?
How dare you confuse your child so that they'll never understand the Trinity with that stupid illustration. And now they're going to not understand the Trinity and they're going to fall away from the Lord. Yeah. Which that probably will happen if you use the illustration, but go ahead.
But yeah, no, I don't. I don't feel like they've failed in discipleship. But I personally wouldn't use it. Like I wouldn't use it. And we've spent much time with our kids about it, right? Because they do ask questions. How is it like we know Jesus is God, but Father is God, right? Like God the Father, and like what's the difference and situation here, and how is he God's son and yet God? And like it's difficult, right?
Yeah, and I'm probably harder than Jimmy on this. I'm with Jimmy. I don't use the illustrations, but I also would discourage people from using them. If they are using them, obviously, like Jimmy, I'm not gonna douse them in gasoline and throw lit matches at him and call him heretic.
Though you want to,
maybe just the match, not the gasoline. But because I do think that a bad illustration will do more harm than no illustration. And so I tend to be way more nervous about them for general use. But yeah, like Jimmy, listen, I don't have a problem telling my kids that here are some truths about God that you have to hold in a context of mystery.
Yeah.
There is one God. Here's one God, one nature, but he exists simultaneously, eternally in three persons. Okay, so they're not going, but I barely understand it. I don't understand it, right? I understand what little I can at this point. And so I'm not going to expect my kids to grasp all of that, or maybe even any of it at a young age. But we begin to hold out these mysterious truths for them to begin to wrestle with and think about.
And what I love about that, Joe, is that what I'm hearing from you is that you trust in the sovereignty of God.
Yeah.
With your children, right? Now, I trust God more that God would even use a flawed illustration and yet still save them. Now, I know you draw the line.
Interesting, though, that you would
draw the line.
You would use an illustration that teaches
good.
a heresy.
Well, first of all, I won't use
you're
it.
Okay with
but
other people using
but
you're fine with other people indulging in heresy.
Yeah, you know what else I'm fine with? You know what else I'm fine with? Daniel Ritchie eating food with his feet.
Yeah, so
I'm okay with that.
I'm totally fine with that.
Apparently, you were not when we're talking about communion.
I was talking
on Monday.
I was talking about hypothetical
Joey, just let's trust that God. Our God is big.
He is big.
Our God is big.
Yeah, but
he's strong,
but
he's
mighty. He's not like water or a clover, okay, or an egg. He's not like any of those things. So stop using those stupid illustrations.
I forgot about the clover one. I totally forgot about that one. Oh, look at Joe. He's so mad.
I'm not mad. It's just like, it's not going to help. It's not going to help. It's going to give them a weird understanding of God, not a mysterious
look at him.
version
He's
of God.
just so he's so amped up.
Yeah, you know why?
Why?
Because I actually like God the way he is, not the way that you try to pretend him to be, like an egg.
Oh.
Like a water.
Or like you do, like white.
I don't pretend that he's white.
Oh, you do all the time.
God is a spirit, infinite, eternal, and unchangeable.
Even when you pray, you're like, oh, thank you, white Jesus.
Well, Jesus, you didn't say Jesus more specifically.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't even take that joke further.
No, you can't, because you're
definitely
already edging towards complete disrespect of me and blasphemy, just like you do with the use of those illustrations of Trinity.
Well, the disrespect of you, that's fine. It was the blasphemy part.
Jimmy, if people want to complain about us on social media, how do they do that?
You disable your accounts.
Yeah, delete your account.
But for those of you that want to give us an honest 5-star review, and some praise, you can follow us online on Instagram and Twitter at Doc and Devo, or on Facebook /Doctrine and Devotion. You can head to the website, doctrinedevotion.com. There you can contact us. You can sign up for the email blast or hit up the store, jofostore.com, and grab some gear. Fresh pod every Monday and Thursday, blog post on Wednesdays. Later.